So the signing of the supply and confidence agreement, it's been about 2.25 years now. Somehow, our government has managed to convince people, with the help of the legacy media, that there's nothing wrong with this. It's normal. Well, under Canadian, I'll say, parliamentary law, with our weak constitution and so on and so forth, I'll just leave it at that. It's allowed. It should be noted, we've never had a supply and confidence agreement on a federal level in Canada, ever. There's a good reason for that. I'll come back to it in a moment. The ABC people, the anything but conservative peoples, chirp on about how the Harper government had some supply and confidence agreement with the federal bloc, the Bloc Québécois. I can't find any evidence of that. I'm going to assume they did have some kind of agreement at some point in time because I hear it often enough. But it didn't run for over 2 years. It did not prevent us from calling a successful non-confidence vote on the existing, well, in this case, Trudeau government. That's the entire intent. Well, I shouldn't say the entire intent. One of two intents of the supply and confidence agreement. One is we cannot call a non-confidence vote on the Trudeau government. Several times it has been called. The supply and confidence agreement, the NDP and the Liberals work as one party, so they have a majority. It's not what is supposed to be happening. People should understand this. Our parliamentarians, we have a parliamentary democracy based on the English Westminster parliamentary blah 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 blah. Our elected MPs are supposed to be able to, as a rule, vote independently. The only time they would vote along party lines would be an election platform, let's say. That would be an example. The rest of the time, we elect our local MPs to represent us on whatever the issues are. It might be a rural versus urban issue, or it might be one side of the nation to the other. It could be geographical, it could be whatever. This would be the reasons that MPs within parties would vote independently. They are not supposed to vote exclusively, entirely, and every time along party lines. Since the signing of the supply and confidence agreement, every piece of legislation that the Trudeau government has put forth has passed. Bills C-11 and 18 that restrict our social media access, our access to world news. Come now, everybody understands that to some extent. Bill C-21, another bad example. The signing of the supply and confidence agreement negates the intent of the function of our parliamentary democracy. Get your heads around it. That's what its intent is to create what many perceive as literally a dictatorship. Any questions? Okay.